You ever watch a horror movie that literally feels like a storm rolling in from miles away? Am I saying that because it's literally storming right now? Yeah. But this movie, today's movie, The Block Island Sound, you can't quite see what's coming, but you know something is very, very wrong. So, let's talk about it. Welcome back. Today, our only news that I have to talk about. Okay, you guys, if you've been here for a while, you've probably heard me say that I have seen Hereditary 9 times. Yes, 9 times. And I feel like I am fairly mentally well. But that movie really helped me deal with the death of my grandmother. I processed a lot of things while watching Hereditary, and I think that horror is a great outlet for processing grief and trauma and all things like that. So anyways, allegedly, Ari Aster has actually written a prequel script to Hereditary. It's not a sequel, it's a prequel, and I'm saying if he does not. Okay, we'll unpack this, but I need a prequel where we are focused on Ellen and Joan. I did a whole side character deep dive episode about Joan. I would love to see the dynamic between them. I would love to see them, why she made all these creepy little doormats for everybody. I wonder, there's so much symbolism in their friendship that I would like to have unpacked. So anyways, Ari Aster revealed this information this past weekend at Bleak Week. So at American Cinematheque, they have annual Bleak Week every year. That's the first time from that Bleak Week. That was the first time that I ever heard of the movie 29 Palms, which is absolutely fantastic. But anyways, he announced that he wrote a script. So he confirms the script exists. He kind of expressed a little bit of uncertainty about the film's future, saying that he wrote a prequel to Hereditary, but it never feels like the right time to make it. It's a prequel, not a sequel, so I don't know where this goes. That was a direct quote from Ari Aster. Now, I genuinely I need that backstory on Joan so bad. But he's also expressed getting the rights to his films made early in his career was difficult for him to get his own rights, which I feel contributed to the hesitation of wanting to release a possible prequel to Hereditary. But he does have another original project coming, and I think more in the works, but one confirmed for sure, Scapegoat, which will star Scarlett Johansson. So anyways, that's all. If I could talk about Hereditary all day, unfortunately, I do not feel like it's a deep cut enough film. It's pretty mainstream. And here on the podcast, I try to talk about lesser known films, lesser talked about films. So that's what we're going to do with today's episode. We are going to talk about a film from 2020 that I think went grossly under the radar, The Block Island Sound. So give the Get Weird podcast a 5-star rating, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, do all the fun things. I would love your support, and whatever you like to do here, leave a comment. Just let me know what you're having for dinner. Let's talk about a strange little film. So, this was released, The Block Island Sound. It was released in 2020, directed by brothers Matthew and Kevin McManus, which I think is so cool that they're brothers making this movie. This is a totally underrated sci-fi horror gem. It takes place on the real Block Island off of the coast of Rhode Island. Let me know if I have any listeners out there. This film follows Harry Lynch, a struggling fisherman whose family is dealing with a series of increasingly strange events. Dead fish are washing up on shore, birds are dropping from the sky, and Harry's father Tom has begun behaving in ways that are both heartbreaking and deeply unsettling, especially now that the actor that plays Tom in this movie has passed away. He was played by Neville Archambault, who we know from 13 cameras, 14 cameras. I don't know if he was in 15 cameras. But anyways, this also stars, if you guys are fans of Welcome to Derry, this stars young Marge. She's played by Matilda Lawler, and she was also in Station 11, which was one of the best shows ever made. If you guys have not seen Station 11, I would highly recommend seeking that one out. It was so good. It stars Mackenzie Davis and so many other familiar faces, but it was just such a captivating story that I really wanted more of. But unfortunately, it's a show that was made to only have one season. So it does wrap up nicely, but it was just a show that I loved so much, and our little Marge was just so good in it. But I can't stop thinking about Welcome to Derry, guys. I think it was one of the best shows to come out of last year for sure. So anyways, this movie, The Black Island Sound, it starts off as a family drama, and it slowly transforms into something way stranger. And one of the things I truly like and love about this movie is how patiently it builds tension. I've seen it twice now, and I think it really does do a fantastic job at like luring you in and really captivating you with what's happening. This is a really unique watch. It doesn't necessarily rely on jump scares. It just constantly creates the feeling of unease. Now, Harry, our main character, his sister Audrey, who was actually played by one of the McManus' wife. Anyway, she comes to the island with her daughter, played by little Marge. The sister, Audrey, she's actually an environmental scientist, and she's investigating the mysterious ecological disturbances around the island. Now, this is like an eco-sci-fi horror, which I think is cool. And that element, I don't want to spoil anything for you, but that element, having an environmental scientist come in, it keeps you guessing on whether you're dealing with some sort of mental illness, an environmental catastrophe, some sort of government conspiracy, or something beyond human understanding. I really, truly do not want to spoil this movie. I'm trying to be a little more vague because I do think this is such a unique watch. The story eventually points to a mysterious thing surrounding the island. And one thing the directors do, the brothers, they really avoid over explaining anything, allowing the mystery to really remain unsettling right through to the final moments of the movie. It's the kind of horror that feels more cosmic, small human lives caught in the orbit of something more ancient, terrifying, you know? It's not Lovecraft, but it could be Lovecraft. The isolated island setting adds so much to the atmosphere. And our guy, like I mentioned, Neville Archambault, he always delivers performances that he acts with his face. And I think it was such a plus to this movie. It's really one of the more quietly disturbing characters in recent indie horror. Now, this movie will not be for everyone, especially if you're looking for jump scares, if you're looking for traditional horror, but if you enjoy a slow burn, environmental sci-fi cosmic horror mystery film, and films that leave you with plenty to think about after the credits, this is definitely worth seeking out. It's very eerie, but it's thoughtful. It's beautifully shot. It's aquatic horror almost. It's a lot on the water, and I like that. I like movies that are on water. My parents made me watch Waterworld so many times when I was growing up, but I digress. This is just proof that some of the most effective horror comes not from what we see, but what lurks just beneath the surface. I have a horrible case of thalassophobia, of seeing things that don't belong under the water, you know? It's just, I am more afraid of the depths of the water than I think I am of the sky. People are in the sky all the time. People fly, people are jumping out of planes, people are in the sky. But there's only so far down you can hold your breath without decompression sickness, all that. Like, there's just so many factors that go into going deep in the water. James Cameron knows. Anyways, it scares me so much more to go in water than I've never been in a plane. If I were to fly, I would have already been up there. I'm implying that I would have wings if I do not want to fly. I do not like the feeling of falling, and that's what I think I'm most scared of in a plane. But I also can't swim very well, so I guess that's a lose-lose for me. So anyways, that is it for today's podcast. Please go ahead and leave the Get Weird podcast a 5-star rating, comment, like, subscribe, follow, do whatever to support the channel here. And in saying all of that, thank you so much for being here for another week. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so very much for being weird. Stay strange, stay spooky, and maybe don't answer any strange calls from the ocean.